Hello, team. This week, I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce our Greenskeeper Registered Apprenticeship Program. So, this past week, it became official that Laurel Creek is now a sponsor for the occupation of greenskeeper with respect to registered apprenticeships in New Jersey. So, this is an exciting thing, and it's going to impact the intern program because the intern program was kind of setting all of this up. And moving forward, there's going to be some changes. uh, we'll get into that a little bit here, but mostly I want to introduce the apprenticeship program and what kind of opportunities Laurel Creek now can offer you. Luckily, we have covered just about everything I wanted to go through in this year's internship program. I will tie up some loose ends next week, and we will wrap up the 2022 intern program with airification the first week of August. But don't be too sad about that because the apprenticeship is going to be a year round program and content delivery will continue. Apprenticeship content will be targeted quick hits that are going to cover a single topic. So, where the internship kind of tries to paint the big picture around certain topics, the apprenticeship is going to be able to specifically target smaller details because we have a much longer time to deliver this content. All right. And also, I will continue providing relevant background information from industry publications. Finally, with the apprenticeship, I request more input from you as to what we're going to cover. So let me know what you want to know more about, and the content will also be a little more targeted on what we're doing at work so that the on the job component and the content are more congruent. Before we describe Laurel Creek's apprenticeship program, I just want to define what an apprenticeship is. So it's a paid job. So an apprentice is a full-time staff member, and they are paid based on their qualifications as normal. Uh, there's what makes it an apprenticeship is there's defined on-the-job training, and there's also related technical instruction for classroom learning. So we'll get into the details for Laurel Creek in a second, but just know that there's an on-the-job training portion and then classroom learning. Also, apprenticeship provides mentorship and credentials. So during your time on a course as an apprentice, you can develop a relationship with someone in the industry that's going to train you and help you with your critical hands-on learning. And then your credentials are a nationally recognized credential that certifies that you are qualified to be a golf course greenskeeper. A few details about Laurel Creek's apprenticeship program. First, it's an incumbent worker apprenticeship program, which means only current full-time employees are eligible to apply. Laurel Creek will only support 2 apprentices at any one time, and I will be announcing when these positions are open for applications. Next, the approximate completion time for the apprenticeship program is 2 to 3 years because our program is competency based. So you only advance in the on the job training portion of the program when you've established competency in whatever area it may be. The shortest the program can be is 2 years because the related technical instruction for our program is supported by the Rutgers Professional Golf Turf Management School 2 year certificate program. So now I'm going to go into a little more detail about the on the job training and then the related technical instruction provider. The on-the-job portion of an apprenticeship is organized in a work process schedule. So here we have an excerpt from Laurel Creek's work process schedule so that you can get an idea of how we will organize your on-the-job training. So there's several categories, and each category there's other more specific points. So you see here for safely and properly mow a green tee, fairway, and rough, that combines a lot of jobs on the golf course into one thing. For each, there will be a field training component. A portion of the time you will spend demonstrating that you know what you're doing. And finally, you come to an observation where you demonstrate that you're proficient in the task. Once you gain proficiency, that's establishing competency, and we will date when you become competent in that particular job. So, as an incumbent worker apprenticeship, there are going to be several categories where your past experience already covered, the learning portion. So, for a lot of things, this field training box can already be checked, and then there will be mostly a process of working out when we can observe and make sure that you are indeed competent in each job. So, uh, you kind of see how the length of the program extends to 2 to 3 years, not only because of the length of the program at Rutgers, but because the work process schedule has a lot of items and it's going to take a long time to gain competency in each item. The other component of an apprenticeship is related technical instruction, which for Laurel Creek will be provided by Rutgers Turf School. Having completed this program a few years ago, I wouldn't send our apprentices anywhere else. I've provided a link to the program's website if you want to learn more about what Rutgers can offer. Speaking from experience, this program is challenging, uh, but it is doable. And if you study as hard as you work on the job, you will have success. And I think it's a great program that covers everything you need to know, and it would be a great supplement to the on the job portion of the apprenticeship. The greatest benefit to our team members that wish to pursue an apprenticeship is tuition reimbursement. So, again, speaking from personal experience, I fully understand the large cost of going to turf school. Um, there's tuition, books, transportation to and from New Brunswick, um, and you're not getting paid while you're in turf school. So, uh, New Jersey has funds available for organizations that have registered apprenticeships, and the maximum grant money per apprenticeship is $3,000 per individual apprentice. So, if you choose to apply to an apprenticeship position, Laurel Creek will designate any grant money that is awarded to you for tuition reimbursement. Um, Ultimately, that could reduce the cost of tuition for Rutgers Turf School by approximately 27%. And I think that is a pretty exciting thing for Laurel Creek to begin to offer. And hopefully, that tuition reimbursement program continues to grow with the success of our apprentices. I just want to note one aspect of the minimum qualifications that has to be considered if you wish to apply for the apprenticeship. Incumbent workers interested in Laurel Creek's apprenticeship program must be able to meet the requirements for acceptance into the Rutgers Turf School. So if you can't get into Rutgers Turf School, you won't be eligible to apply for the apprenticeship because you wouldn't be able to complete the apprenticeship if you can't go to Rutgers. So um, there might be some pre-apprenticeship work that needs to be done to become eligible and meet the requirements to go to Rutgers and therefore meet the requirements to become an apprentice. Um, so if you have any questions about that, please let me know and we will uh, look at how we can meet all the requirements. I have here a generalized timeline for how I anticipate the apprenticeship progressing. And I started with January 2023 just for a clean starting point. So between January and March would be an application and selection process. The selection process would take place within the guidelines of any equal opportunity initiative. After the selection process, your first season of on the job training would begin, and you will also be registered as an apprentice. And at the same time, we want to apply it to Rutgers Turf School as soon as possible. During your first year, you will also attain your NJDEP pesticide applicator's license. So all this takes place in preparation for January 2024. A year after you're selected, you will attend session 1 of Rutgers Turf School, and that is a 10-week program between January and March. After session 1, you will return to Laurel Creek. You will continue your on-the-job training. My intention is for you to complete your on-the-job training during this growing season, okay? And all the on-the-job training that you received in the year before and this year in 2024, that will also satisfy the Rutgers Turf School internship requirements. So you don't have to worry about satisfying both. They'll take care of themselves through our on-the-job training. That'll prepare you for January 2025. So this is 2 years after you're selected to the apprenticeship program. You will, between January and March, again, 10-week session at Rutgers during session number 2. So if we had already finished the on-the-job training, when you complete session 2 of Rutgers, you will also finish the apprenticeship program. If you still have on-the-job training remaining, you will return in March of 2025 to Laurel Creek and complete your on-the-job training, at which point you will have become a certified greenskeeper. So I hope I've piqued your interest in our apprenticeship program a little bit, and if you have any questions, please feel free to talk to me this week during the morning meeting on Monday. I'll be going over a little bit about the apprenticeship to introduce it to the entire crew, not just the members of the internship program. So I hope to get some interest and move forward with it. Other than that, that's it for this week, and let's have a great week.